Good morning, Steelers Nation. I hope everyone is having a fantastic day. Welcome back to the channel, your home for the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news, rumors, roster updates, analysis, and everything happening with the black and gold. Today, we have an important story that every Steelers fan needs to hear. New developments are creating plenty of buzz around the organization, and we're going to break down everything you need to know, what it means for the team's future, and how it could impact Pittsburgh as the Steelers continue their pursuit of another championship. As always, if you live and breathe Steelers football, make sure you're subscribed and ready for all the latest updates from Pittsburgh. Now, let's get straight into today's news. And remember, Steelers Nation, here we go, Steelers. Here we go, Steeler Nation. Let's go. What if one of the Pittsburgh Steelers' smartest moves of the entire offseason is actually the one that has received the least attention? While most of the headlines have focused on bigger names and splashier acquisitions, there is another addition that could quietly reshape this defense from week one. The arrival of Jamel Dean may not have generated the same level of excitement across the league, but when you take a closer look at what he has accomplished, how he fits this defense, and the contract Pittsburgh managed to give him, it becomes very clear why this signing deserves much more recognition. For years, Steelers fans have watched the organization search for experienced cornerbacks through free agency, and if we're being honest, the results have been extremely mixed. Several veteran additions arrived with high expectations, but never truly delivered the impact the defense needed. That history naturally created skepticism whenever Pittsburgh targeted another experienced corner entering his 30s. At first glance, some fans probably viewed Jamel Dean the same way. Another veteran, another gamble, another player hoping to recapture his best football. But once you dig deeper into Dean's recent performances, this situation looks completely different. The biggest reason is simple. He is not coming to Pittsburgh after showing signs of decline. Quite the opposite. He is arriving after one of the strongest seasons of his career. Jamel Dean enters his age 30 season with outstanding physical traits, standing at 6'1" and weighing 206 pounds. His size immediately fits what Pittsburgh has traditionally valued at the cornerback position, but his production is even more impressive. Last season, he earned an outstanding 80, 6 PFF grade, ranking among the 5 highest graded cornerbacks in the entire NFL. Even more impressive is the consistency he has maintained throughout his career. He has never posted a PFF grade below 71.8, proving year after year that he remains one of the league's most reliable cover corners. That consistency matters because it tells a much bigger story than a single good season. This isn't a player who suddenly had one breakout year. This is someone who has continuously produced high-level football regardless of changing circumstances. Last season alone, Dean recorded 9 pass breakups, 3 interceptions, and 2 forced fumbles, while continuing to establish himself as one of the league's better all-around defensive backs. Those aren't empty statistics either. They came while playing inside Todd Bowles' aggressive defensive system in Tampa Bay, one of the NFL's most demanding schemes for cornerbacks. That defensive system asked Dean to live on an island. Todd Bowles is known throughout the league for sending pressure from every possible angle. Blitzes become a central part of his defensive identity, which places enormous pressure on his cornerbacks to survive in man-to-man coverage without consistent safety help over the top. Many corners struggle in that environment because one mistake often turns into an explosive play. Dean didn't just survive in that system, he thrived. That's one of the biggest reasons this signing feels different compared to some of Pittsburgh's previous veteran additions. His recent experience perfectly matches what the Steelers want from their outside corners. Instead of arriving from a defense built around softer zone concepts, Dean comes from a scheme where physical press coverage and one-on-one battles were routine every single week. That transition should make his adjustment to Pittsburgh significantly smoother. And perhaps the most exciting part is what this means alongside Joey Porter Jr. Porter has already established himself as one of the Steelers' premier young defenders and possesses the physical traits to match up against opposing number 1 receivers. Adding Dean on the opposite side suddenly creates a secondary capable of matching up aggressively across the field. Instead of constantly relying on safety help, Pittsburgh now has 2 corners who can challenge receivers individually. That changes what the defensive coordinator can call. More pressure packages become available, more blitzes become realistic, more flexibility appears throughout the defense because coverage becomes much stronger on the outside. Another factor that shouldn't be overlooked is the financial aspect of the deal. Considering Dean's level of play, many expected him to command significantly more money on the open market. Instead, Pittsburgh signed him to a 3-year contract averaging roughly $12. $25 million per season, making him only the 26th highest paid cornerback in football. For a player coming off a top 5 PFF season, that immediately stands out as outstanding value. Even better for the Steelers, the structure of the contract limits future risk. If Dean continues playing at this level, Pittsburgh has secured one of the league's better bargains at the position. If age eventually catches up to him, the organization still maintains financial flexibility with manageable dead cap implications in future seasons. That's exactly the type of calculated investment championship caliber organizations try to make. Rather than paying elite money based solely on reputation, the Steelers acquired a player whose recent production arguably exceeds his current salary slot, and maybe that's why this move feels so intriguing heading into the season. Instead of chasing headlines, Pittsburgh may have quietly addressed one of its biggest defensive needs with a player whose skill set naturally complements everything the defense wants to accomplish. The more you examine Dean's recent performance, his experience playing aggressive man coverage, his championship background, and the value of his contract, the harder it becomes to view this as just another veteran signing. It starts looking like one of the smartest moves the Steelers made all off-season, but that also raises an interesting question that every Steelers fan should be thinking about before the season begins. If Jamel Dean performs the way he did last year, could Pittsburgh suddenly have one of the NFL's best cornerback duos with Joey Porter Jr.? Or do you think expectations are getting too high? Let me know what you think in the comments. One aspect that makes this move even more fascinating is how it may have changed Pittsburgh's original offseason strategy. Based on everything surrounding the signing, it appears the Steelers initially envisioned a completely different plan for the cornerback room. The expectation seemed to be that Asante Samuel Jr. would enter free agency as the leading candidate to compete for the CB2 role opposite Joey Porter Jr. The organization also appeared prepared to invest an early draft pick at the position, allowing a young rookie in Samuel to battle throughout training camp for the starting job. Then everything changed. Once the opportunity to acquire Jamel Dean became realistic, the Steelers quickly adjusted their plans. That's usually a strong indication of how highly they valued him. Teams don't abandon carefully constructed offseason strategies unless they believe an unexpected opportunity is simply too good to ignore. When Pittsburgh realized they could sign a proven veteran coming off one of the best seasons of his career without paying elite cornerback money, they acted immediately. That decision says a lot. It suggests the front office didn't simply view Dean as another experienced player who could provide depth. They viewed him as an immediate starter capable of significantly raising the overall ceiling of the defense. And when you study how Pittsburgh wants to play defensively, that belief starts making perfect sense. The NFL continues to evolve every season. Offensive coordinators spread defenses across the field with multiple receiver formations, forcing secondaries to survive in difficult one-on-one situations. Defenses that consistently rely on zone coverage often struggle against elite quarterbacks who quickly diagnose coverages before the snap. The best defenses today have another option. They can line up in man coverage whenever they choose. That freedom changes everything. When a defensive coordinator trusts his cornerbacks enough to leave them isolated on the outside, suddenly the playbook opens up. More creative blitz packages become available. Safeties can become more aggressive. Linebackers gain additional flexibility. The pass rush has more time to reach the quarterback because receivers aren't finding immediate separation. That's exactly why teams with elite defenses often possess multiple corners capable of winning those individual matchups. Pittsburgh believes it may now have that luxury. Joey Porter Jr. already gives the Steelers someone capable of shadowing top receivers. Dean brings another experienced cover corner who has spent years succeeding in exactly those situations. If both players perform at the level they showed recently, opposing offenses won't be able to simply attack whichever corner they perceive as weaker. Instead, quarterbacks may find themselves challenged on both sides of the field, but Dean's value extends beyond pass coverage. One of the qualities that consistently stands out throughout his career is his physicality. Modern cornerbacks are often evaluated almost exclusively by interceptions and pass breakups, but Pittsburgh has always demanded much more from its defensive backs. They must tackle. They must contribute against the run. They must fight through screens and perimeter blocking without hesitation. Dean checks every one of those boxes. He has built a reputation as an extremely reliable tackler who embraces contact instead of avoiding it. Whether defending outside runs or quickly closing on wide receiver screens, he consistently finishes plays with sound technique and physical effort. That toughness perfectly aligns with the identity Pittsburgh has tried to establish on defense defense for years. When offenses attempt to attack the edge of the defense, they won't simply encounter a corner interested only in coverage responsibilities. They'll face someone willing to step into traffic, make difficult tackles, and eliminate extra yards after contact. Those hidden plays rarely make highlight reels, but over the course of an entire season, they become incredibly valuable. Then there's another benefit that statistics simply cannot measure: championship experience. Dean isn't just an accomplished veteran, he's a Super Bowl champion. He understands the preparation required throughout a championship season. He understands how expectations grow during playoff football. Most importantly, he knows what it takes to remain composed when every possession carries enormous importance. For a Steelers team that still believes it can compete at the highest level, adding players with that type of experience has real value. Veteran leadership becomes especially important inside a young cornerback room. Joey Porter Jr. continues developing into one of the franchise's foundational defensive players. Dalen Everett is another young player who now has the opportunity to learn from someone who has experienced nearly every challenge an NFL cornerback can face. That mentorship may not appear on the stat sheet, but organizations consistently emphasize how valuable experienced professionals become during film study, practice habits, weekly preparation, and helping younger teammates adjust to the demands of the league. All of those qualities combine to explain why this signing has generated so much optimism among those who have closely studied Dean's game. This wasn't simply about filling a roster spot. It wasn't simply about adding another veteran. It was about identifying a player whose recent performance, scheme fit, contract value, physical style, and championship experience all aligned with exactly what Pittsburgh wanted to accomplish entering the season. If Dean maintains anything close to the level he displayed last year, the Steelers may have quietly pulled off one of the biggest steals of free agency. Instead of becoming another disappointing veteran addition, he has a legitimate chance to become one of the most important defensive acquisitions Pittsburgh has made in years. The signing also reflects something important about the way the Steelers approach this offseason as a whole. Instead of simply chasing the biggest available names, the front office appeared focused on finding players whose strengths matched exactly what the coaching staff wanted to build defensively. Jamel Dean represents that philosophy almost perfectly. When people hear that a cornerback is entering